Nigerians have been called upon to brace up for rebuilding the country as the task requires the collective role of every citizen. The call comes as stakeholders say rebuilding the nation is tantamount to sustainable peace and national development at a one-day colloquium organized on rebuilding Nigeria for sustainable peace and national development. Lending his view on rebuilding Nigeria for sustainable peace and national development, a senior lecturer at the University of Ibadan, Professor Olawale Albert, read out factors that are essential for peace and progress.
This is the global framework for sustainable peace. Any country that wants to be peaceful must have 8 characteristics. The first one is you must have well-functioning government. Do we have well-functioning government in Nigeria? The answer is no. The second one, if you want to experience sustainable peace, you must have equitable distribution of resources. Are resources equitably distributed in this country? The third one, you must have free flow of information. Do we have free flow of information in this country? The fourth one, there must be good relations with neighbors. That is to say, ethnic neighbors, religious neighbors must be in harmony. Do we have that in Nigeria?
Also speaking at the event, the chairman of Metropolitan Broadcasting Services, Vikin Owolabi Oladejo, talked about Nigeria as a country and its concepts of governance.
Is this: if you want peace, you must have to ask, how are others achieving it? The most peaceful country for now in the world, no war, no problem, is Switzerland. They have one of the highest GDP in the world. Why? Because despite Germans having 65% of the population, they have equal right with the one that is having 1%. Which other federation have you ever seen where they are talking about local government at the central level? The intention is clear, and we need to be very sure what we are saying. This election is a road to nowhere.
Also, some discussants at the event also shared their views on rebuilding Nigeria for sustainable peace and national development.
We should be looking at restructuring in the right direction. As at 1963, the federal government only had 9 items in its exclusive list. Today, it has risen to about 65. That is to say, it has appropriated the responsibility of both the states and then the local governments. So, if we are restructuring, it is those aspects of restructuring that we should be looking at.
Let us go back to yesterday. Systems that worked for us before, where we made progress before, let us go back to the place and realign, rework it, and make it work for us.
If you ask me between bad leadership and rule of law, which is the biggest problem, I'll tell you it's lack of rule of law. Because those who rig elections break the law. Those who are using dollars and euros and pounds for elections are breaking the law. And it is through that channel, either election rigging or transactional politics, they come to power and bad leadership comes in. So let's start with establishing the rule of law.
Meanwhile, the former Nigerian ambassador to the Philippines, Yemi Farombi, also made his view known on rebuilding Nigeria, where he highlighted some challenges facing the nation and how they can be resolved.
If you know that you have opponent, then you have no problem. But you first must recognize it. But Nigerians are failed to recognize it. Nigerian leaders fail to recognize it. Of course, why would they not fail? They have their foreign accounts. And these people have hold on their accounts. They know the details. What we don't know, they know it. We never knew Abacha had that much money, but they knew. And when it became appropriate, after they utilized the money for funding their economy for years, they started releasing it to us in bits. So it is left for us to make us up our mind that all of these people who claim to have so much money, and who spend so much foreign dollars, foreign pounds, and foreign euros in their national convention, that they are pawns in the eyes of those foreign countries.
The event, which is meant to orientate Nigerians about nation building and national development, was well attended by people from different walks of life. Taiwo Olanrewaju, I8TV News.